acquaintances and fellow guitar enthusiasts. I am Jason Carey, and today we're talking about the morning guitar ritual. We're just hanging out and doing some guitar work with my trusty boy Tuckerman. Say hi, Tuckerman. Say hi. And so I'll have a guitar in hand. Good morning, Kevin. How are you today? Excellent to see you. I've got Tuckerman in here this morning, and he is just wound for sound, like you might say about the old Victrola record players. Let me grab my guitar right here, okay? Well, we made it. Today is the last day of the week, the last day of our guitar week together anyway. I hope that you continue to, well, let me see, I realize I'm not even on the, Marlon, good morning. I realize I'm not even on the screen here. Tuckerman is really looking for some attention this morning though, isn't he? Good morning, big guy. Good morning, dude. Yes. How are you doing today, Mr. Tuckerman? Yeah. Good boy. Good boy. Yes, you're such a good dog. He is so attentive to attention. Yeah, great. I'm glad everyone's doing all right. Here, Tuckerman, I need to get in here. Do you mind if I play some guitar? All right, here's A440. All right, Tuckerman, let's go outside. Come on, out, 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 out. Good boy. You either go outside or lay down. Come on, over here. Sit. Lay down. Good boy. Stay. Stay. Nope. Sit. He is wound up. He didn't get all of his morning run in this morning, so he's a little wound for sound. Here's the A440. We're going to get kicking. Today is the last day of the week for many of us, for us together. We'll be back on Monday, and Monday starts our electric week, so we're excited about that, I think. Good morning, Marlon. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, Anthony. And irregardless of what happens in any algorithmic shifts, I'm gonna be here doing this. So don't you fret. If you can make it, and all the more power to you. All right, Tucker, come on, let's go. Out. All right, we got to get playing guitar today. You can hang out there. So, excuse me. I know we get excited in the mornings. Tuckerman, out, 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 out. All right, let's go. Let's go. Get out there. Stay. All right, so let's see if I have any guitar neck left without dog slobber on it. I know, it's just, he's so awesome to be around. So we've got the A string, we're doing the old ouch, the old tuner up. We're just sitting down and just getting the breath right and getting the touch of the guitar just right. But next week does indeed start our electric week. Today we're working at 4 tacks per beat. It's a manageable 4 tacks per beat. And we might get into some quintuplets at the end. We probably will lightly work on some arpeggios, arpeggiated approaches. But if you're just tuning in, what we're doing is playing the guitar. It's a morning ritual for guitar growth, and we all happily invite you to join us today. And every day, actually, at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time throughout every weekday throughout 2025. And I'm eventually going to get that announcement corrected. I'll get it right eventually. All right. Working on the old breath and thinking a little bit about just getting my body and mind and soul aligned. It feels like it's been a busy week for me. Has it felt like a busy week for any of you guys? Last night I worked a little bit on, yeah, good morning, guitar for everyone. I worked a little bit last night on a test stream that I'm starting for another program. I worked a little bit last night on a stream and I revisited some A melodic minor, which I haven't done for years. So that was a really fun, that was a really great moment last night. Quote from the great 𝗔𝗶𝘃𝗗𝗁. Beck, g'day, Matt. Master, he must be talking to you, Anthony. I think B's talking to you, Anthony. All right, so without further ado, why don't we go ahead and begin? If you would be so kind to say hello to yourself and give yourself a good morning positive affirmation and a good morning smile and a big I've got this, and we'll go ahead and start with our favorite beginning point, which is fingers 3 and 4. To get that finger 4 to be a more solid and reliable and relentless operative for the fretboard hand. Okay, so I know some of us are lefties here. So we're looking at fingers 3 and 4 if you're just joining us, and frets 11 and 12, and we're going for it. Ready? 1 E and a 2. It's going to look more like this. Good. All right. Doing well, Beck. Nice to see you again. Very nice to see you. I saw a few of you last night when I was doing a test stream, but let's go ahead and get started and we'll get the stories rolling, okay? So, 1 E and a 2 E and a, you know what to do, E and a. And I really appreciate those likes early in the game. That really helps with the incentive. If you don't mind, liking, if you're here, if you don't mind liking the video, if you don't mind sharing it with another guitar player friend of yours, that will be the way that this moves forward and grows over the year. I think that will be a big help, a big service to this particular effort. I'll be here irregardless if we have 3 viewers, 3, 4, 5, 6 dedicated viewers. If we have 3,000 viewers, that makes 0 difference to me. So the idea is the number of viewership won't impact the work that I need to do on my own person. So I'll be here if you want to pull in at every morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard, every weekday. And we're almost already through the fingers 3 and 4 warm-ups. And I'm working a little bit out of control with my right hand this morning, so I'm doing well, B. I appreciate you asking. Be back. Very nice. And fingers 2 and 3. So guitar for everyone. We're going to begin with chromatic exercises this morning and just walk through the programmatic stuff, the obligatory stuff. So fingers 2 and 3, same exercise we just did, but on fingers 2 and 3, frets 11 and 12. 1 E and a 2 E and a, we know what to do, E and a. Good. Yeah, those likes are helpful because I think it's an indicator to alert others to, so that there may be something of value going on here. And if there's something of value, and I want to just benefit from it. Sometimes I hate to admit it, but sometimes I won't share it just so I can get ahead of the game too. So I can't blame anyone for not sharing it. But it is a good thing. It is a good thing. I've got to get my morning voice on. I've already been up moving around, and I want so much for this to be the very first thing that gets my mind moving this morning, but we were up and at it so early, and so many other things that it feels good to sit down and breathe. And just get with the self for that one moment. Oh, man, thank you so much. That's where the rubber meets the road, friend. Is that your 10th? I think that's your 10th super on this live stream, right? Or on a live stream. So thank you kindly. Let's just I'll try to contain my giddiness and continue on here. So fingers 1 and 2, we're looking at fingers 1 and 2. 1E and a 2E and a TE and a faux E and a... I love the super chats. The super chats are super helpful, as this is, what I do for a living. It's what I've been doing for a living since 97. I don't know if you could hear that deer, but it's been a while. I've done a few things in between here and there, built a few neighborhoods, done a couple of, brought a downtown back, and created a music festival that had in a capital city, and grew it from one side of the river in 1 year to the second year. The festival grew to 2 sides of the river, and we got everybody involved, time and tide, cooperative extensions from universities and municipality, state agencies like the Parks and Lands, Anthony, and just a lot of fun things to do. There's no limitation to what we can do, what we can accomplish. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about that stuff later on, but I've been listening to Absorbent, Reabsorbing, some John McLaughlin here and there. So fingers, let's do fingers 3 and 4 with a stretch. 1E and a 2E and a 10 and 12. But the super chats are great, and I really do appreciate the support. And I think the most important investment, though, is your seat time here. Your time here is it's just so valuable, So I really do appreciate your being here and doing the thing, And for a while, I think what's going to happen, we're just going to go through the motions, and we are going to just get better and better by playing these exercises every day. And even on the weekends when we don't meet, I would encourage you to, just still try to find time to have that guitar moment. Fingers 2 and 3. 1E and a 2E and a frets 10 and 12. Oh, guitar for everyone. Oh, wow. Keep up the good work in spreading positive vibes. That's... The super chats are super important to me, because it is a piece of what keeps the lights on. It is a kind of a larger piece than you might know, I guess, but it's certainly appreciated. But I have to say, you're spending your time with yourself, whether it's here with me in a live stream, supporting a live stream, or just getting with the guitar and bettering the self. I'm probably going to say it enough where it becomes you know, it becomes well known. But I equate guitar, and many equate guitar from times of antiquity, and the guitar has been a source for independent improvement, individual expression. It's helped those voices that couldn't be heard rise to the top, bubble up from the bottom to the top. It's helped to create societal change. And you look at the Jimi Hendrix of the world and the Kurt Cobains of the world, and it really informs us, you know, the Antonio, you know, like, let's see, fingers 1 and 2, I'm babbling. 1 E and a 2, E and a T, E and a 10 and 12. The John McLaughlins of the world, the Paco de Lucias of the world. I think the Jim Halls of the world are, you know, where there's no separation between it's you, the guitar, and the strings, and the pick, even previous to introduction of the amplifier, there's the guitar that's just the, you know, so the voice without the net, there's no net there. And I guess it's very similar to what we're doing this morning. I can't get over, we've gotten 2 super chats already. I really appreciate it. I can't thank you enough. Let's go back to and stretch fingers 2 and 4 now. We're just working on these chord stretches because we want to have access to all of these great, wonderful chords that we're working through in our wonderful chord chemistry experience that is, it's actually alive and well. It's a really great, it's a super awesome, I'm having so much fun producing these videos, and I know some of you are having just a tremendous time getting through these videos with me and looking at chords. What I've been hearing is, can you please place those chords in some form of contextual, you know, all I'm doing though right now, my plan is to just get through the chord chemistry book and use it as, TJ, thank you very much. Oh yeah, thank you guys. I really appreciate what's going on here. Thank you so much. You whispered the magic name, Jim Hall. Oh, Jason, would you mind playing Little Wing? Oh yeah, Little Wing. Now, which one? Little Wing. Yeah, let's take a look at it. Yeah. I wouldn't mind at all. TJ, I just saw your good morning, and then and I saw your banger of a chat here. €2. So that's like, that's big American money right there. I appreciate that. What I was going to say is, I just want to jump back into this. I do appreciate, while I really appreciate your super chats. The real investment here is your seat time, though. Your seat time is the real investment, and whether you're doing this with me here in the mornings or whether you're doing this on your own, if I can be of any support in any way to keep this movie rolling, the show on the road, just let me know, because I think it's really important to develop a system where guitar players have the capability to share this wealth, this gift with the world, right? And so what we're doing, really, this finger stretching stuff that we're doing, these exercises, is a complement to an expansion of our Ted Green chord chemistry series on this channel. And some of the chords are just really like monsters, you know, they're out, they're just huge grips, and they're just there for the taking. All I'm doing is walking through the book page by page, word by word, chord by chord, and then there's no reason for me to interrupt that as a reference point. So what I'm doing is I'm creating a separate series like this one here to help with solve fingering problems, and then another session that I'm working on right now is just expanding on all of those chords and then putting them in line and organizing them into threads that are sutured together with melodic flow. And that's the practical application that we're looking for. So when you go and you look at that Ted Green chord chemistry series, it's a reference point where we bookmark the things that we want to come back to and revisit, okay? So that's what's going on there with that Ted Green bit. And we'll go ahead and use fingers 2 and 4. On frets 9 and 11, if you're just coming in, we're starting at 4 attacks per beat at 60 beats per minute. And I really want you to stick around and join us. So fingers 2 and 4, frets 9 and 12. 1 E and a 2 E and a you know what to do. And yeah, that magic word, Jim Hall, is he did an album called '3 with a trio. Imagine that, and Steve Laspina and. Who else was on that album? It's hard to find. I know I've had a hard, it seems like it's hard for me to find it. I have a copy of it on CD, I think, or it's like download. I think I digitally reproduced it now. And if you want a copy of it, let me know and I'll WeTransfer it over to you. If you cannot find it anywhere, let me know. You can email me at jasoncareyguitar@gmail.com. We're using fingers 1 and 3, 1, 2 E and a T E, same exercise. And we're just keeping the show moving. We're not really, all we're doing is looking at each finger relationship, tying it directly to the fretboard, and the right hand or the picking hand is carefully tracking what's going on. So this becomes handy, like minimizing movement with the right hand becomes really important if we want, when we start preparing ourselves to play like really super fast passages. So that right hand or that picking hand development right now is going to pay dividends, months down the road. So this is one of those passages. This is the path toward, improved speed and control and dexterity on the instrument. Alone Together with Pat Metheny. Oh no, Alone Together, yeah. Yeah, that's got the. Really great stuff, super albums. Yeah, and he did one with Mr. Metheny too, right? I think. Yeah, my hand gets too fatigued to make it through some of these exercises for sure. I'm feeling the same thing, and so what we usually do about 15 minutes in, which we could do now because it's 15 minutes in, is take a good stretch. Just get those arms right out there straight, and then just get those things moving, get that breath going, remind ourselves of our breathing pattern and our postures. These simple acts of stretch are going to renew and rejuvenate our approach to the guitar. So this every 15 minutes, this is super important, just super important. It can't be overstated. And I'm using 15 clicks on each position. So this should take about a minute. I could do 2 minutes and go back and go through each position once again, but this is super important, super helpful. We're going to take a look a little later at, was it Little Wing? No, it wasn't Little Wing. It was it Little Wing? Beck asked about some, where is that? Oh yeah, Little Wing. It is Little Wing. So we're going to take a look at Little Wing in a few minutes. So if you're hanging out, that should be a pretty fun time. We're going to try to keep it right to the hour today, though, just to keep us all on time and keep us moving in a good, positive manner. All right, so we've got this really nice stretch, this forearm stretch that's happened. I'm going back through and doing it again. I'm kind of rotating my arm around, kind of moving my shoulders. My range of mobility could be improved, I think, at this point, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. I'm going to maintain posture as best I can for the remainder of this session, though, and that coupled with good breathing patterns will help to keep my tissue, oxygenated, so that I could perform at my peak level, and that's important to some of us, right? So let's take a look. Undercurrent. Yeah. Did you hear any of the interplay where he's playing with Bill Evans? Is that's a nice album, awfully nice album too. We call it, up here in the Northeast, we call it wicked nice, don't we? And we're back to four fingers. So now that we've stretched, we should be in pretty good shape to just get reconnected with the guitar neck. So let's try this. 1 E and a 2 E and a, you know what to do. And position 9. And we're working the pick hand is just super chill, super like under control. It's like what happens when I guess I have some friends who have these things called panic attacks. And the panic attack, like, I guess from what I understand, like when I'm nervous, like if I had that bit of stage fright, let me centralize it to my own person. So if I had that bit of stage fright, I would be able to control that once I learned to control my breath. That stage fright takes back seat, that thought about needing to go to the store and needing to go buy the bread takes a back seat. So all of those things, I don't really want in there all of those thoughts that drag me away from being exactly on top of that metronomic pulse. I want to try to reduce. I want to try to mitigate those things in my daily practice. So you can see right away, I'm drawing parallels to how this can help anyone, it benefit and improve the lives of many just by getting, attached to the guitar. Let's take a look at starting here again with a 4-finger stretch, if you don't mind. 1 E and a 2 E and a 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, yeah, right on. Kevin's talking my language. He's talking our language here. Like, how many of us... How many have been impacted by Mr. David Gilmour's guitar playing? Oh, Undercurrent was your most listened to album last year. Good choice. I think at one point in my life, by default, all the bass players that were coming into my office were my most listened to album in 97 or whatever it was Freak on a Leash by Korn. And man, I hated it when I first heard it. It was like pulling my body apart at a molecular level, and I thought, I'm going to get sick and die from this, and I did not. It turns out I end up loving that repertoire, like the recording engineering and the mastering engineering. It was just so good for that instrumentation that takes up so much space sonically. How do you do, how do you record and produce something that sounds just so ragged and so nasty and make a beautiful mix out of it? It's just, and rhythmically, the tonalities, the tones, and then the rhythmic pieces and the percussive pieces of those songs were just so, became inspiring to me, and I thought, man, this is the next step, and eventually I started to agree with the way the world was going. And still working on that to this day. Let's take a look at 9th position, shall we? Let's take a look at 9th position, but we'll go ahead and do a stretch back. We'll lay back and we'll get that 8th position, that 8th fret. 1 E and a 2 E and a 8 stretch to 9, or 8 stretch to 10. Yeah, and this is a great time to be doing, some planning, like if you're a long distance runner, a lot of the long distance runners will plan their whole day. They'll plan like, what are they going to do? What do they need for a shopping list? They'll mentally prepare for the next thing and get some planning done that we just wouldn't be able to do had we not taken the time to just make the time to get with the guitar. I'm thinking there are so many things going on with the art of the guitar, and it's similar to becoming an endurance runner, I think, because every step of the way, sometimes when we're endurance running, every step of the way becomes an act of sheer will, and that focus needs to remain on all of the movements, the heel, the way the pronation's working, the way your knees are working, your torso, your pelvis is forward, your breathing is good. Do I have it in me to go another 10 miles? Do I have it in me to finish this 17-mile loop? And the answer, of course, always is yes. There is an undying willpower to survive. So let's take a look at 1, 2, 3, 4, the old diagonal, shall we? 1 E and a 2 E and a you know what to do E and a. We'll descend this one and ascend the next string group down. So as soon as we get to position number 1 and complete position number 1, we're jumping down to position 1 on the 4 middle strings and ascending here. And if fingers get tired, it's okay to take a break. It's okay, and just rejoin us when you're ready. Stretch it out if we need to. Hey, avoid Ralph's on the horn. Woo! Where's the foghorn when we need it? And then we're on position number 9. 1 E and on the bottom 4 strings, 1 E and a 2 E and a T E and a faux E and a. I'm gonna need everyone to remain calm. Good morning and happy Friday. And Avoid Ralph continues on by saying, hello folks, I hope that everyone is having a great day. TJ, you too. Yeah, we've got a couple of nice super chats going here this morning, Avoid Ralph, and I think we've got we've got some seat time. I think the algorithm's changing a little bit, so I don't know if you're noticing that, but I could use a little assistance with that. So right now, let's just jump back to the arpeggios that we've been working, so we can start dialing in some tonic centers. And I don't know if you're available, Ralph, after, but maybe after we jump at 8:30, I can give you a quick ring. So 1 E and a it's 1 4 3 1 3 and then 2 1 4. We get up to the top, we ascend up 1 fret and then descend. And then we work that until we get to position number 9 and we return to bass. So ready, and 1 E and a 2 E and a 4 attacks per measure, go. Again, minor minor 7. And then E flat minor 7, now I'm E minor 7, F minor 7, and then F sharp minor 7, or G flat, which has just moved to G. Let's go up to fret 12 and turn around. We'll kick the dust up at 12. Yeah, you know, do one of those parking lot circles. I remember being on the back end of a pickup truck in a field when I was younger. Never mind, I probably shouldn't share that stuff. But it was winter, and it was tough to hang on, so let me just leave it there. So we got this 1 major 7. So we got 1, 3, 5 major 7, 1, 3, 5 major 7. But now when we reach the top, we shuffle up 1 position, and then we descend that pattern. So this is becoming a mechanical problem to solve. We're going to visit it and revisit it every morning, every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every day for 2025, for the whole year, right? Crazy stuff, I know. Ns almas, how do you play the first frets without the cut off? You know, that's a good question. Let's examine that right here. So the first frets, I'm really focusing on tone production, and we're going to get to little wing today. So we're going to explore a little wing. So if you're hanging out for that, it should be a fun time. 1 E and a 2 E and a, you know what to do. When we get to the first frets, it's positioning of the first finger. It's positioning of any finger on any fret of the guitar at any time. And I'll explain that. I don't want it to sound too, you know, sort of an asinine response, but it is. It is diatonic, and we are using qualities that we don't normally use. In our chromatic exercise. Now we have a chromatic lineup where we talk about all of those, like that whole approach, that chromatic complete, you know, finger workout, both for the fretting hand and picking hands. So we're getting those two to do, you know, different things, so we speak one common language. Now when we get to the fretboard right here, you can see that I'm going to share with you my little secret. So if I play back here, if I play, you know, I'm basically, when I fret the note, I've got to fret the note where I cut it off at the string touches the fret, right? And I know you know this, but if I play too far back and I don't press hard enough, it buzzes, right? And if I press hard enough so where it doesn't buzz, it still buzzes. So, and then plus, now I've not only fretted the tone, but I've bent the string out of tune. So what I've got to do now is just get a little closer to the back of the fret. So I have a nice positive connection with the fret right here. So that, you'll look, my finger looks like it's right up to, and it's nudging up to and very close to the back of the fret, but I don't think it's going over. And as soon as I notice, if that finger, that fleshy part of my finger starts to go over, I notice it, I notice the tone, and I'll back it up, so it's a happy medium. But every time I fret a note, I think about that same thing. Every note and every position and every finger. So I'm always thinking about, is my finger close enough? Can I feel the fret with my fingertip? Hey Tucker, hi. Hey big guy. You guys want to say hi to Tucker? He's just kind of our resident, one of 3 resident English Springer Spaniels. So Is that a capo or what? It is a capo. Yeah, yeah. It's a really cool capo. It's a page capo, and I highly recommend them. You know, it's on the guitar neck. I don't have to keep it in my pocket. I really don't. I prefer not to have things in my pocket because number one, I lose stuff, you know, all the time, and it's tethered right here. And then when I need to use it, I can just loosen it up, place it on fret 4, and then, you know. I was up on old Rocky Top down in the Tennessee hills. Ain't no smoggy smoke on Rocky Top, ain't no telephone bills. Once I had a girl on Rocky Top that, you know, half bear, the other half cat or something. She was wild as a mink and sweet as soda pop, and I still dream about that, you know. But it's there, and now it's back again, and now I'm like a regular guitar player again. So yeah, hey, nice dog, Tucker. You got a compliment. Nice dog. They're Velcro dogs, so as soon as he's identified, he can open the door. He's back in here, and he's looking for that attention. So hang out with me, Tuckerman, just for a minute, okay? Good boy. Good boy. All right, we kiss our dogs in this house. I know it's not for everybody. All right, so let's take a look at dominant 7. So we got 1, 3, 5, flat 7, 1, 3, 5, flat 7. He's looking for some loving. And you can see his tail going right here. There's his little tail. This is his doggy room anyway. I'm in his doggy room, TV room. So, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, T E and a, 4 E and a. Good boy, Tucker. Stay. Now we're descending, I think. I don't know if you can see it. I can't even see it. I appreciate your patience, and I appreciate it. He's a good-looking dog, and he's looking for treats for sure. Yeah, I kiss my cats too. Love pets. He's looking for treats for sure. He's always looking for it. He's like a walking stomach. He's not quite as serious about it as our other Murphy. Murphy's just an eat-all, you know. But let's take another look at minor 7, flat 5. We'll start this one on the 2nd fret. And these are so good to have. There's 1, flat 3, 2, you know, 1, flat 3, flat 5, flat 7, 1. And then 1, flat 3, flat 5, flat 7, and then we'll ascend. You know, and that kind of stuff. Ready? So let's go through position number 2. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, you know what to do. After this, we start talking about Little Wing. Did you have specific questions about Little Wing? Do you have a video of Little Wing on your channel yet? Oh. We've reached 12, so we'll turn around. G minor 7 flat 5, G flat, F, E, E flat, D minor 7, E flat, minor 7 flat 5, and then C, and then B, the place from whence we came. Let's go take a quick look at Little Wing. I'm going to look at, let's see who pops up first in Apple Music. You want to guess? Yep, Hendrix, and right underneath it's the Stevie Ray Vaughan. So let's take a quick look at the Hendrix version. the 4, then back to 1. Let's take a look and see what happens. That little wing. All right. I'm going to do this in standard tuning. And then what I'm going to do, I don't know if you know how to transpose that, but this is how I transpose it from like E flat. See how we're in E flat right now? This is a really simple trick. Now I just kind of go like this. You know, hit it once, and then it just kind of moves the fret hand up a fret. You know, that's kind of cool. Cool to know. Nice technique. Share it with your friends. You know, so if you're in E flat, you know, all you have to do is just kind of give it a little tap, and then you're in E, right? Love the tone on your sleepwalk video. Down a half step, typical Jimmy. Yes. So we've got the Jimmy thing going on. And I didn't realize like the Jimmy thing. I thought Dave Matthews was referring to something else, but I think he's referring to the, you know, that Jimmy thing. So here's the. That was the A minor. E minor or B minor, and then B flat minor, and then A minor, and then G, and then usually it's the G add 9, and then F, and then C, and then the D. Let's take a look at what it means to let's take a look at what it means to do this in like sort of Schenkerian analysis, or like a, you know, like the Berkeley chord labeling technique, right? I'm getting inspired. I'm going to post a video of Little Wing today. My strat is sounding good. Yeah, you got that. You're getting ready for a date in February, right? Are you going to live stream it? So it's E minor. All right, so let's take a look. It's 1, so E minor, and then G. So the 1 minor, flat 3 major, then 4 minor, A minor, and then back to E minor, and then 5 minor, and then down a half step, approach parallel plane to the 4, and then down to the flat 3. flat 2 measured, and then flat 6, you know, and then flat 7, like every good quality rock and roll, American rock and roll song should have, is that flat 6. You know, that build, that flat 6, flat 7 super power build, and you know, you are only getting one thing incorrect that I must point out. You are playing guitar instead of the superior instrument known as bass. That's a good one. I love it. I think there's something weird going on with the audio, a crackle. It could be a crackle. It could be the guitar. I'm just banging on it so much. Also, there's a space heater going on, like heating this room. Could be that. It could be the metronome. It could be avoid Ralph. But with our powers combined, what is that? All right, so let's take a look at E minor. Let me take one more pass because we're getting right down to the last 8 or 9 minutes. Let me take one more pass and try to illustrate it in a super clean way, right? Are you still getting that? Okay, refresh it. If it still is an issue, let me know. Oh, missed it. Oh, so G. So we're working on basically, you know, E minor, and then E minor pentatonic, and then like a loose connection to something type. Yeah. Oh. Okay. All right. All right. So we've got this nice. A minor in open position, and then back to E, and then D in an O B minor, and then back to A minor, C, down to G, and then F, C, up to D. So let's take a look at those. That thumb chord's kind of a trouble spot for some of us, you know. But if you can play that F chord as if it weren't already tough enough, if you play that F chord with that thumb wrapped around the bottom on fret number 1, that's kind of what we're looking for. And then we put the 9 on the top, right? And that's kind of what we're looking for. And we can use some of those Ted Green chords here. D or whatever. But so if we put together some of those things and take some risk with some of those new voicings that we're learning in the Ted Green chord chemistry section, it can start to look quite a bit different. And then D with E in the bass, and then you can do all kinds of stuff that leads you into different really cool tonalities. So all right, thank you for asking me about Little Wing. I haven't played that for a long time, and it shows, but it's a nice one to revisit. So I think we'll end on that note. I think we're approaching the top of the hour, or the bottom of the hour, I guess, but our top of the hour. And I hope you all have a good weekend. I hope you have a really wonderful weekend. I hope you take some of the things and some of the energy that we did today. Go take a look at Anthony's page today and check out Little Wing on his Strat style guitar. Can't wait to hear the sound of that. And I think that's about it. Just carry that good energy through the weekend. And thank you all so much for sharing your seat time with all of us today. And we'll see you again on Monday at same bat time, same bat channel with electric guitars. All right, so Electric Week's coming up. It's upon us. And until we meet again, I wish you happy picking. Tucker's out there saying bye too, so happy picking.